Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Warm greetings on behalf of the Busworld family. I'm very happy to spend a couple of minutes with you talking about the energy transition that is going on in our industry. Now, allow me to share my screen to illustrate our message here that we are trying to bring to you today. You probably all know Busworld. We are a global network of all the stakeholders in our industry, which means the operators, the manufacturers, the knowledge institutions, the authorities, etc. But also a lot of new players, especially the energy providers and the energy distributors. So we all know the challenges that we are facing as a society, and we also know the solutions and parts of the answers that our industry is providing already. Technology is mature for urban transport, in city buses, in BRT systems, etc. The way of implementing this technology might still be a problem in certain areas, and there I am referring to as well the financial instruments to implement them as the insurance of the energy provision that is absolutely needed to ensure the mobility that our population is requesting. And we are focusing on the urban areas, since by 2030, 70% of the global population will be living in cities, and 80% of CO2 emissions will be concentrated there as well. We will see a triplation of transport in these areas. So the increase of the bus fleet, especially in India, is absolutely needed, and this growth of bus services will also be a means to finance the electrification of the fleet. We are already working in this direction. The bus sales has doubled in India since 2015. We're talking about urban buses here. By 2027, India will be the third biggest market in the world for urban buses and for long-distance coaches. But only 10% of this bus fleet will be zero emission. And this is something we have to work on. As I said, the technology is ready. It's the way to implement this technology in either public or private companies that is still a challenge. And this is something we have to talk about with all the stakeholders, because the financial institutions and the OEMs are providing answers that can facilitate the implementation of electric buses. A very good incentive for the operators to make this energy transition switch is the total cost of ownership, which for an urban electric bus will be comparable to a diesel bus in the next year. For a long distance bus, probably running on hydrogen, we will probably have to wait another decade until the TCO of a hydrogen bus will be at the same level or a diesel bus, but still by then an electric bus will be much more cheap in operations. Looking at the Indian bus market, we see that we only have a formal city bus system in the 63 out of the 458 Indian cities with over 100,000 citizens. Now, a formal city bus system makes the implementation of an electric fleet much more easy. Same goes for mass rapid transit systems, which we only see in 15 cities in India, out of which only 11 have a bus rapid transit system, but there the number of kilometers is doubling in the coming years. The implementation of electric buses in a BRT system is easier than it is in a city center system. Infrastructure is okay, and the amount of vehicles in India is huge, and it's increasing very fast as well. 200 million out of the 250 million vehicles are motorcycles and two-wheelers. And this is exactly the sector where the electrification is very easy possible right now, and the implementation is going very fast. So this is a good thing. The problem is the too fast increasing market for individual cars. This is the cause of traffic jams, and this is the cause of air pollution. And as I said, The collectivization of motorized transport is the answer and is the solution to traffic jams and to bettering the air quality in our cities. And this has to be done today with a fleet of 1.6 million buses, which means 1.2 buses per 1,000 inhabitants. And this is far too low. 90% of public transportation in India is done via the bus systems, but the need is at least 5 times bigger than this. 72% of all passenger kilometers are covered by buses, and it could also be much more important, and it would be a big solution, as I said, for congestion and for air quality. Out of this 1.6 million buses, 170,000 buses, or about 10%, is run by state road transport undertakings. 90% is run by private operators, of which the vast majority are SMEs. Now, the implementation of electric buses and the energy transition of SMEs is far more difficult than it is in public transport undertakings or in the big private operators. And this is the reason why only about 1,000 electric buses were implemented in 2021, almost all of them via the STUs and concentrated in the big cities. Although we see that electric buses are being provided now by Indian and or international bus companies based in India. So production is ready, implementation is difficult. By 2030, we hope to see 25% of the Indian bus fleet being electric. But it all depends on the readiness of the electricity grid. Will the grid be ready? Because the vehicles are ready, charging systems are ready, but will the electricity provision be ready by that time? This is a big doubt that lives in the sector, and this is something that the electricity provision has to give an answer for. If we would be talking about hydrogen, we still see a too important loss of energy efficiency, and there is a price problem. A fuel cell hydrogen bus costs 5 times the price of a diesel bus. A hydrogen combustion engine bus costs 150%. So this price is reasonable, but we see some technology problems here. We see a dublation of the energy use, and we see a loss of power that is too important. So research has to be done there and is being done as we speak. And still today, we see that the first order for 15 hydrogen buses in India has been put on the market. 2 of these buses are on the roads already today for tests. So also the request of the long distance market is being answered. We are on the good track, but it's not going fast enough. Concerning our industry, we have to say, and everybody has to know, that a bus operator is an energy user. He works with the energy that is delivered to him. So if we want the entire chain to be zero emission, we need full collaboration between the bus industry stakeholders and the energy producers and distributors. And this exactly is going to be the focus and the focal point for Busworld 2023 in India, in Bengaluru. And this is what you can expect. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention. I really look forward to see you in Bengaluru.